hour and a half, which is kind of odd for ourselves. But this wasn't, not saying that every group that graduates through is not special in their own way, but this graduating class was definitely a special class for South Fork. We had the stage full of people handing out scholarships. Kids earned tons of future monies based on their performances, and both academic and athletic. I mean, we had the place full. I think half the class earned presidential awards. Just a great class that you know breeds future success, and you can sit back there and say, like, we are in good hands when I get a little bit older with kids like this. I did, on my way in here, heard you had the CEO with Neil in here, and we had a couple kids in that program, and what a great program it does. And those kids just bring some of those leadership skills back to us too. But all in all, man, just a great group of kids that are going to be successful in whatever they choose. And there's some of them that might even change local or regional or even world levels.
How proud are you as a superintendent to watch these kids from when they're little all the way to high school freshmen, to watch them cross that stage?
Absolutely. It is amazing. And I would say with these groups kind of coming through now, was about the time that I was making my transitions through the school as well. I came over as a high school principal, but I shifted to an elementary principal at some times. I was, assistant superintendent all the way up to this. So I've seen these kids and been part of them from the kindergarten levels with some different things. And there's also some family friends or some old classmates of mine or some community members that I grew up with, members of this class coming through, just great families, just great kids, great people, great for the community. It started with the success with football, bringing community in, but that was just the sports side of things, but it was able to highlight all the other things that might not have been athletically, but like I said, these kids were special.
Very cool. Very cool. Joining us, Chris Clark, South Fork Superintendent, this morning, talking to us a little bit about some of the great stuff that has been going on as they wrap up. How many students graduated from class this year?
Man, I want to say it was 35. Don't quote me on that. We had some that didn't participate in it. They graduated early and went things. And just talking about, I want to say how special this class is, but one really nice thing they did have a class member that actually passed away during his time at high school in a tragic event, and we celebrated that kid and honored that kid at graduation with an empty chair, saying his name, roses, different things. So it was really neat and that was all student driven. That was nothing from administration, nothing. That was kids wanting to honor one of their own. And again, that is just a small part of who they are.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool when you get a class that gets together to be able to do that. I know when I was in high school, we lost somebody as well. And it's always nice when everyone can get together to kind of come together as a community and as a class to kind of support that.
For sure.
That's cool. Sports wise, everything wrapping up sports wise. I know we were talking a little bit earlier today. I've got a trip that I've got to take today. You do too, I believe. We're all going different directions today.
Yeah, baseball regionals kicked off. We actually hosted our first play-in round of regionals on Monday, Memorial Day. IHSA had us play on the holiday, but we hosted Whitehall North Green. Got a nice win. Kids played well. So now we get to go down to our regionals actually in Hardin Calhoun for Edinburgh baseball. So we get to
a reward.
We get to make a nice 2-hour trip to Hardin, and the funnier thing about it is we get to play Pawnee. so
you both are driving a whole long way to go.
I was joking with the Pawnee coach the other day. I said, hey, you just want, with the price of gas and everything, I'll drive through, pick you up. We can ride the same bus down there, play the game. We can ride back. But no, it's just how stuff, 1A baseball is pretty scattered out, and how the IHSA draws the map, and and with the subsectional kind of setup they have, Hardin Calhoun and Morrisonville were the two hosts, and it just matters how you get seated to which way you went. So we could have been easily at Morrisonville, but nope, we got the lower seats, so we're traveling.
Yeah, but you got to host on Monday. That had
Yep.
to have been really, really nice for you guys to be able
Yeah.
to have everyone there for that first round.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, like I said, it was on a Memorial Day. We actually said, well, let's play in the morning, 10 a.m. And, kind of let's get this over with so we can go honor our veterans and those people and pay tribute for the people who were able to go out and play baseball, because of those lives and those people that sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice for us. But, we were able to play a nice baseball game, and it was amazing how many people were actually at the game supporting us. It was nice. The kids made comments about it. It was a beautiful day for baseball. The field looked nice, but when you looked around and we're sitting here a 3-19 team. And I mean, it was standing room only from third base to first base. It was a pretty cool little deal, and it was nice to see the community show that kind of support for the kids and their hard work.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Chris Clark joining us here this morning, talking to us about some of the awesome stuff. Summer is coming. Obviously, lots of stuff going on. Any big plans for you guys as far as things that you're working on this summer for the school?
We do a couple small things, unnoticeable things, kind of. We got a couple more walls on the old high school building that we need tuck pointed and fixed up. So we got that kind of going, but there's no big projects that are going to be real noticeable. The most noticeable thing will probably we're going to not redo the whole blacktop at the elementary, but we are going to seal it, fill the cracks and seal it so it'll look like a new kind of blacktop, but it won't be totally replaced. So that'll be a noticeable thing. But other than that, just minor things that we're working on to keep the place looking nice. And I know that I hear comments after comments of how well the building looks and all the updates that we have done to it over the years. Started with windows and our gym updates and different things. So it's a nice building in our community that we do take pride in, and we want it to look nice. So we'll continually maintenance to make sure that we're making it the best building it can be with it. But of course, you got the janitors working hard at the classrooms that the kids tore up all year, getting the wax ripped up and putting new down. So there's a lot of things going on this summer, building wise, maintenance wise. And again, you got the principals kind of wrapping up their year before they go on their little sabbatical in the summer, and then gear it back up the 1st of August to kick off what hopefully is a better year than this year, and we just keep getting better and doing everything we can to help the kids be successful.
It's got to make you feel good, though, when you hear comments from the community about the school and about the facilities. And, it doesn't matter how many students or how big of the school is, just how good the school is for the community.
Yeah. And it is. It's a point of pride. And like I said, I said it once with football. You saw how many people come out. I said it with baseball. Sports seems to do those kind of things, but just being around town and talking to people, and it is a source of pride for them. And you do want to make sure you're honoring the traditions of it and making it nice, where it's not, and kids got to come to school there. So people say sometimes you in sports you hear you play how you look sometimes, and you go to a nice place, you go to something that's well manicured, taken care of, everything else, you feel a little bit better in those kind of atmospheres, and it transitions maybe into the kids appreciating a little bit more and picking up trash or doing things or taking pride in what they do too. So hopefully those transition to those kind of things.
All right, got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more with Chris Clark, South Fork Superintendent. You're watching the WTIM Morning Show, brought to you by our friends over at People's Bank and Trust, where we put people first.
Your information station, WTIM.
Hi, I'm Mark Sanders, and I'm your longtime host, interviewing Shelbyville and Shelby County community and business leaders every week. For some 10 years, WTIM, your information station, has originated its Friday morning show live from our downtown Shelbyville studios. Tune in on AM or FM or online every Friday from 8:40 to 10, brought to you by these great sponsors.
The Sarah Bush Lincoln Shelbyville Clinic and its network of specialists throughout Central Illinois is proud to be the title sponsor of the WTIM Shelbyville Morning Show each week.
If you're looking for music that stood the test of time, join me, Randy Miller, Sunday mornings from 6 to 8 on 96.5thechill.com. I host Steady Ground Replay, a 2-hour journey back to the roots of contemporary Christian music. From the songs that started a movement to the hits that formed our foundation, it's 2 hours of timeless encouragement. Steady Ground Replay, standing on the music that built our faith. Sunday morning, 6 to 8 on 96.5thechill.com.
Nicole Patrick here, your local country financial representative at 1305 West Bresser in Taylorville. I'm proud to recognize the Lady Tornado student athletes that represent our community by being the exclusive sponsor of the ilsportswire.com Taylorville Lady Tornadoes Player of the Game this school year. At the end of each game, a Lady Tornado will be selected to receive a certificate for being named our Player of the Game, and they'll be featured in a highlighted reel on the ilsportswire.com social media platforms. Best of luck to all the girls' teams this season, and go Lady Tornadoes!
Finding the right employees can be a real challenge these days, whether you're hiring full-time or part-time. That's where the regional radio stations come in. We're here to help you connect with the qualified candidates you need. Check out IllinoisJobPost.com. That's IllinoisJobPost.com. It's part of our comprehensive radio and internet employment campaign designed to get your job openings noticed. For details, just reach out to your account manager. Put the power of radio and the internet to work for you at IllinoisJobPost.com.
Here are the contest rules for our stations. We allow one person per household to win any prize from the radio stations in a 30-day period. Unless otherwise stated, all prizes to Christian County winners are to be picked up within 2 weeks at the studios at 918 East Park in Taylorville. Our office hours are 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays. Winners outside of Christian County will have their prize mailed. Any cash prize is mailed within 30 days of winning. Only if cash winners call our business line within 2 weeks of their name being drawn to provide their mailing address. Employees and their families of regional radio are not eligible to participate or win any contest.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
At Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, life feels lighter. With helping hands always nearby and activities that bring people together, every day offers comfort and connection. From shared meals to shared moments, it's a place that feels like family. Discover the joy waiting at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. Leroy Clamola here with you. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to be with you here this morning and talking about some of the great things that are going on over in South Fork. Our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where we put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. You can always do better at Landmark. Chris Clark from South Fork joining us, talking to us about another awesome year over in South Fork, and looking ahead towards this summer and towards 2026/2027, which sounds really, really weird to say.
Right.
What goals would you say you have for maybe for the school and for yourself, as far as, is that something that you set for yourself as far as that, or is it just something where you go in and you kind of say, all right, well, we'll just see what happens this year and we'll just call it a day and go from there?
Well, no, I don't like to live like that on the seat of my pants, like just flying in and going. But we have some scope and sequences of some things that we want to see happen. Big picture, kind of look it out. Now the day-to-day operations, that's where you hire quality people. Like I have two principals that I can trust, that I can walk away from the buildings, and they do a fabulous job planning. And they've really worked hard over the past couple of years. We brought some new math curriculum, brought some new ELA curriculum in, and what I'm kind of excited to see is year 2 and 3 of those kind of now. The first year you're in your trial mode, you're going through the stuff, like getting a feel for it, how's it going to work, and now hopefully the teachers have the feel for it, so their expertise in the curriculum side can take over in instruction, and those kids really get a grasp of it, and we get going with that curriculum, and we start seeing some of the improvements in testing scores and different things like that we've put the hard work in to get there. You're not you're not just going to be successful right off the giddy up. You got to put the time and work in, and our people in the buildings have done that, and that's one goal that I want to see how it starts translating into some of those standardized testing, into our scoring on our local assessments and different things like that. So that's one thing I'm really excited about. The other thing we're kind of excited about is we are kind of working around how we're structuring our buildings. We might have an opportunity here down the road to do a little addition and hopefully get us into one campus and close an old building. But again, if we can, that would be awesome. If we can't, we're going to keep plugging away with what we got. But this year, coming into next year, we are moving our 5th grade back over to our junior high wing. They went to school in our junior high wing for quite a while. We had some extra space over to elementary, so we moved them over there for a time period. It's probably been about 10 years now, but we're really excited to move them back into new building. It works out for us personnel wise. It works out, for the things that we can offer the kids, give them individual attention, some of the different things. So it works out on a much larger scale than just saying, hey, we're moving checker pieces here in different things with that. But it's something we're looking forward to it. I'm sure anxious kids, 5th grade moving to a different building is kind of a transitional year, but we will give them all the support coming into the year of, kind of a tour orientation kind of deal with them and help them have that success and support the families along the way too. But yeah, those are a couple things. Financially, we're in a pretty good spot. We've put ourselves in a pretty good spot with different things, with our teacher contracts, we haven't had much teacher turnover in the past couple of years, so hopefully we can keep the quality of the staff that we have, because we have some outstanding young ones, and we also have some that have been around for a while that are outstanding as well. So that's always important on the instructional side, to have those quality people. But financially, you always hear doomsday's coming from the state money is going to start running out here pretty quick with different stuff. And it's scary as a superintendent that does rely a lot on state aid, because we do not generate a lot of public or a lot of local funds just with our EAV. But hopefully the state keeps supporting their things, and we can keep giving our community, our kids, and our employees the best that we can offer to them to help be the best South Fork we can be, for sure.
All right, Chris, sounds good. Where can people go to get more information on South Fork?
We got a website out there, southforkschools.com. Definitely you can Google it up and see. I know I'm not a big Facebooker, but I know our principals and our secretaries do a great job updating our Facebook pages with those kind of things and stuff. And I'm sure, Sarah Wake puts a lot of photos out there just from the regional baseball game. I think we got about 80 photos out there, just our community people and different things. There's all kind of information out there. But always, hey, I'm a phone guy. Always, if you ever want to know anything too, pick it up, call the school. You got a good chance of me answering the phone too.
Sounds good. All right, more of the WTIM Morning Show coming up in just a minute.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Republican candidates